Merci, Mr. Cliff. Thank you.
Well, welcome,
Merci,
Ibu Sissoko.
Sissoko. Thank you very much, Cliff.
It's
Thank
so
you.
a warm pleasure to have you as Artist of the Week of Nordic Black Theatre.
Merci beaucoup.
How do you feel, my brother?
I feel very good.
Very good.
I feel so happy to be here. And I feel so happy to just come from Africa with the warm, with the sun, to bring it in Nordic Black Theatre, So very happy to be here.
You look good.
Yeah, man, thank you.
You got the African smile, you got the African heat on you.
Merci.
And I think we're lucky to have you here. It's very, very important.
Thank you, thank you.
The song you started with to wish the people a warm welcome, what was the song? What was it about?
It's a very new song, and I call it Fiar. And it's from the traditional from Kelefa, and I compose it on my own way. So it's very old song. It's one of the first song you learn from the Kora. It's called Kelefa, and I change it like my own way of playing on it, So even the tune is totally different. Take some, some rhythmical or taste from Arabic, and a little bit African, to like kora tune and mix them together. So and he gave me this new song called Fiare.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah. You will hear more about him. We know more about his songs, the way he does songs and everything. But we will start a little bit with your backgrounds, Ibu.
All right.
I mean, how did you come into music, and especially with playing a very special instrument as a kora?
Well, I will be very happy to answer that. Cliff, I'm from a very musical family called Jali. You can call them Jali, or you can say griot. And Jali is griot, griot is Jali. So we are very based on this instrument here. And I learned it from my grandfather, and after a while, I learned some from my father too. So both of them. So, but the musically come from in that family was more than 800 years ago or something like that. The kora was there, the music was there. So the griot was a big family of different, like Kouyaté, Djebate, Sissokos, they was living, they are all, all of them who play this instrument, they are come same family. So, and in that family, when you are young, when you are small boy, you can hear the music every day. So I was growing up in that family with that music and with that traditional thing we have at home. As a young boy, and I go to school. After school, I come back, so we have to go and buy the skin of the goat skin, and then go to maybe to the forest to find something we call calabash or something like that, just to build the instrument. So from there, the feeling of this music or this instrument starting to get on me, So, and then growing up, seeing my grandfather, my uncle, my cousin, we are all doing same thing. So, how to say it, I was swimming inside to this area, so the music get inside to me like that, Yeah.
Which means that you don't really start playing, but you have to know what is this instrument. This is what you're trying to tell us, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah.
You have to go to the village.
Yeah. It's from my grandfather. He's the one, he's the one who put in this music on me, because when I was young, like what he taught me, to respect the instrument, to hear what the instrument is sounding, and to know what kind of song and what the traditional been tell before me. So to learn that culture. So all in my family, from top to down, they all play this instrument. They're all doing music. So for me, it's not gonna be easy to get out in that family without not doing music. So it's impossible.
Which means, it makes it so interesting. Which means that it become part of a life.
Part of my life. Yeah. It's obligatory.
Yeah.
So no matter, even though I don't feel it, but I have to do it. It's like that. That's the way grandfather put it's règle quoi. That's the way it is. It's nothing else. You have to do it. So
that's the way it's like your school,
Yeah.
you're learning. This is the way you are being shaped as a musician.
Right.
From the very first time your grandfather introduced you to this instrument.
this instrument,
Yeah.
The instrument been there before I was born, though. So when I arrived and I started to know what is this, I've been seeing it around. So automatically it become something like, you hear it every day. Before my generation, the older who was there, they are playing all the time. So you are as a small boy coming, running around, touching the instrument and then touching the strings. So of course the virus will get to you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But is there one day, I mean, it's so much, I mean, you've said very much things that I'd like to talk about. You talk about the tradition, the Kora tradition.
Right.
And it is a tradition within the family. Like you mentioned, like the Sissoko, the Jobate,
Right.
It's sort of, the names tell you about who they are, where they come from, right?
Right.
But do they play differently because you come from a different family? They have a different way of playing, or you're playing quite close to each other? You can hear, can you define, can you hear that, oh, this is the sound of the Jobate, or this is the sound of the Sissoko? Can you?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
I mean, today, it's a big house, like you say, and then the music been traveling to Mali, Senegal, and then to Gambia. But if like, let's say I take an example from one of my brother or my cousin, even though I'm sleeping, I hear the finger, the playing, I can tell you who it is.
Sure.
Yeah, straight away. Even though the Mali, they have certain way of playing, who is very like very calm, who is quite nice too, very calm and make you meditate more. And it's the same thing in Gambia and in Senegal, of course. But in the area I come from, we are more rhythmical. We can play both of them. So, and the most important, like my grandfather was putting there, is you have to learn to play this instrument softly, and you have to learn to play it rhythmically, and then on top of that, you have to sing. So this is him.
Okay.
You can see in Mali, mostly, they don't, I'm sorry to say that because I know I have a very good family down there, the Jebate and the Sissoko. This is nothing against them, but mostly they play. They cannot sing on top of it. So, but I don't say that they are not good, but they are very good. I like to listen to them. They have their own way of playing. But mostly Gambia and Senegal have the Kora players who mostly sing and play at the same time, because it's very difficult. Once you are doing the accompaniment and then you are doing the solo, after finishing the solo, on top of that, this is coming on it. It's difficult. You have to, it depends, you need to train, you need to work out. It's a lot of work out on it. So, because you have to, your mind is working in 3 different pieces. In the accompaniment, who is like, you have to keep it standing there, and then you come to the solo. That's why the Kora is 4 finger. So those 2 are doing the hard job. Those small ones are completing the low notes, or maybe the high notes. I mean, to accompany it, and then at the same time to do solos, and then you come with the vocal at the same times. So it's a very hard job.
Yeah.
So
You say, you place how the fingers is, the lower finger, the higher finger, playing the different tones. How many string has a Kora?
Mostly it's 21.
Yeah.
But I've been seeing my father, been playing. He was having almost 25.
25 strings?
Yeah, 25 strings on his Kora. And I asked him, because I never seen it before, and he explained me about that, why he have it. Because everybody know Solo Sissoko when he come to his way of playing. He's one of the best. And after his, peace on him, after his death, for me as a kora player, and I've been as a kora player and as a student, as an élève to him, when he passed away, I don't see anybody like that. In the kora branch, I'm talking about the big tree of the kora.
Big tree, yeah.
Solo is gone. I don't see somebody like him playing the way he played. I never see that, and I don't think so I will see it again.
So that makes you more ambitious.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It tells you that you have a long way to go.
Yeah.
It tells you you have so much work to be done, and you are willing to do so.
Exactly. It's very heavy on my shoulder.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
because he have his own attack.
Yeah.
He's like he's very griot. You know, the way dressing and the way you look at him, you know, this guy is a legend.
Yeah.
And when I see him playing, and sometimes I'm doing duo with him, I even track, to look at him because he know me very well, and he know what kind of style I am too. So he's very kind in the music, So, but when I see his technical way of playing, because as I say, I started from my grandfather.
Yes.
So when I come to him as a teacher to learn this instrument, it takes time because I see a new technique he did that was blow my mind. I'm like, I want to learn this, Father. So in that time, you don't see me like my son. So it's like, to get this, you have to work hard.
Yeah.
So that means I change my whole way of walking and then come close to him. Whatever he's doing, I try and I go, I show him that. What do you think? Yeah, but he's always telling me it's too modern. Yeah, it's too modern. And after a while, I come with the kora with the keys. He was like, what is this? This is too modern. So, for him, it sounds like kora, but it's something missing for him still. Okay. People make kora, they call him, they give it to him, can you try this kora? And his key said to me, no, call my son. Ibu is good with this, Okay. So for him, it's still something is still missing. Okay. I don't know what kind of feeling is that, and that I'm still learning to find out what he's talking about, and I know it will take me a while to understand what thing he's saying that is missing. So because he learned the kora very hard way, and he learned it like from his father and his uncle, and he became one of the best in all West Africa in that time. So that's why people talk about him everywhere you go. Yeah. So, and I see that technique he have with these 25 strings. That's the first time I see him with that. And I asked him, why you have those? He said to me, certain notes, it's the double bass kind of, he can play inside. Like the strings are not out, but they are in. Okay. So he have that kind of technique, and I try to learn it, and I'm still learning it. It's gonna take me time. Yeah. And I found out how, when you balance them, it can give you some kind of rhythm they call like the ballant, like this balafon called the ballant balafon, those kind of like totally different ethnic. So the kora is speaking another language totally different.
Yeah, we take a little bit further on, because I think it's so interesting. We could talk about you and your father, because I think your father was one of me who is not a musician, but I like to listen. I've seen him on stage, and I think he's a magician. When he's on stage, he got this wonderful smile. He is with everybody. He's with his music.
Right.
He takes you to his journey.
It's true.
He's been one of the greatest musicians of his time. And the way I think he has taken the kora in itself to another step that has been just interesting. The instrument became so interesting. And I've listened to you a couple of times, Ibu. I think also you are on a way to set it somewhere, because you also, I think, been inspired by your father, your late father, God bless his soul, that you are also willing to go as far as you can with your technique.
Yep.
And I've seen you playing with so much different musicians,
true. Yeah.
so much different instruments.
Right.
How easy is that for you? With these tuning your kora to all these violin, guitar, bass, and all that, how does it function?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I say, it's that experience from grandfather to father. Because maybe he learned the kora from his father, and that's it. So me, I have it from his father and himself.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So like I say, I learned from a lot from him, and the way to tune, and I have my own way, of course, of playing. If one of my family hear my finger, they know, oh, this is Ibu, this is him. You know, sometimes they like to see me, they hear me like more in the jazz kind of mood, you know. So, and that kind of tuning is easy, actually. It's not that difficult, because the kora is the instrument who is very open. It's a very open instrument. So it's not maybe different like a balafon. The balafon, you have to tune to him. You know, the tune is there, so they cannot move any keys, and it's still, if you tune it in F, it will be in F. If you tune it in C, it's in C, you know. But this one can move.
Okay.
You know, so if you know the techniques, and when you hear the violin starting, and if you play one song, I can start with like, and listen it at the same times, you know. So it's very important to work with this, because as I say, I cannot read music. It's just like from hearing and then tuning myself, you know, to get into to those you know, good musicians I work with in Norway here. Many good musicians, many of them, you know. So
Let me give you a question, because the hearing is also the way you can see, isn't so?
yeah,
Like a blind man. He doesn't see, but he hears, he sees.
exactly.
So you, with the way you listen, is the way that you are not blind. You can see what you hear, isn't so?
Yeah.
So that you can tune yourself to that. That's
exactly.
very interesting.
Yeah,
I mean, you talk about, I mean, I'm so fascinated by the way you, taking this instrument, because it's not often one speak about this instrument, one speak about the story, the history of the instrument.
right.
And getting the possibility to sit here with you, I'm learning so much about how important this simple instrument is in the history of music, in the history of human being.
Yeah.
And what is your ambition playing a kora? What sort of ambition do you have? What do you want to achieve in the future as a kora musicians in the world?
Well, of course, like everybody, I want to be the best.
Of course.
Yeah, but to be the best, you have to work hard to get into that. I'm sorry, I'm joking with some people. Maybe they will hear it, they will laugh, you know.
But it's a serious, it's a serious joke.
Exactly. So, but my goal to this instrument, I want to one day come that you go to the music shop, example, and then when you open the door, you enter. The first you see is guitars, is instrument from here, like bass, like sax and things like that. You know, it happened to me. I walk around, I look, I don't see anything approach to my culture. You know, even a kora inside there. I'm like, this, I will fight for this. You know, to put the kora in that level. Like today, you go to the music shop and you open the door, you see the kora inside. You know, that's my goal.
That's very good.
You know, so of course, like to work more, you know, to rehearse more, to work more, and then to make a production, to take out music, and to archive story of the griot, still keeping it, because nowadays we're starting to lose it, and like my father used to say, it's transmission from father to son. So this knowledge too, my son, I will give it to him, and then even my daughter, you know, and even friend, even somebody who want to learn, because I don't want to just keep it to only us as a griot. I want to share it with everybody. That's why in Cafe Theatre here, I've been playing with the violin, with whatever instrument you think in the world, I've been jamming with it in here. So that's why this is my kind of like goal and my fighting to bring the kora in that level. Like you can see the kora with the violin, you can see it with the moon harp, whatever. You know, the kora everywhere. You know, so people don't get scared. Come and play it. It's an instrument, and it's not limited, and it's lot of doors, lot of opportunity on this. You cannot, you see it look complicated and beautiful,
yeah.
but when you get close to it, it's like something, it's very connected. It's something there. You will feel like this is very, like you and the instrument.
You belong to each other.
Yeah, so it's not closed, it's open. It's open and everybody can guard it. If one day the kora become like that, and I just walk maybe one day in the street here, I see Cafe Teatra, I went there, somebody's playing kora. That would be a pleasure for me,
Yeah. Ibu, but at the same time, I think it's good to have such ambition to see the instrument also can be visible, to be available for anybody.
Yep.
But at the same time, it looks like you as a musician, you are not afraid to take your kora sound to anywhere, and to any type of music.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
From here to the Samis, from here to the north, South African, like Bafana, China, everywhere, because when you found out, it's the same, we are playing same thing. I think it's like we are a little bit lost in the jungle without not understanding, but yeah, we are playing same thing. Because sometimes when you play with somebody from Czechia or from Morocco or something, oh, this song we call it like this, and the Moroccan guy, hey, we call it like that, and then it's same thing. But sometimes we lose our mind, like thinking too much, so it become like, oh, this song is from there, but it's the same. That's what to working with those different musicians, I found that I experienced that too. Some songs they look like same. So yeah.
And if this kora, like now where we are in this time in the West, in Norway, if this kora has to spread it more as an instrument where everybody can buy or work with it, then they need probably they need teachers.
Of course, yeah.
Are you teaching any young people this instrument now?
Yeah, I do some teaching.
Yeah.
But not this time with this COVID thing.
Yeah.
But of course, I've been doing it sometimes in Sweden, sometimes here in Norway. Sorry. So, and I have one very young boy. I think now he's big now. He was going to school, and then his father bring him to me. He said to me, "I want to my son like the kora. He want to learn." I say, "Yeah, sure." So I take one of my kora. So I give to him, and I try starting to teach him how to play it, because it was a little bit too big for him. So the thing was, I have to go back home, to find another kora to build him more smaller, So, but otherwise, I teach. I do workshop and teaching too. Yeah.
Do you see now in this time we're living now? Do you see people or musicians or getting more interested in this instrument than before?
I mean, that's everywhere, because some people never see it though. That's only the problem, because it's not very well known. You have to maybe be a meloman and to listen to more music and to be around and then focus about any kind of different, then you can maybe meet this instrument. So, but now certain generation take it in the high level, like in many kind of different, like in the pop songs. Sometimes I like to jam on that, sometimes like house music too, so just to push the kora in another level, because I know my father will never do that. he will say, oh, it's nice, but maybe my son can do it, So, because in the kora, everybody have his own way. So if sometimes they give me a gig and I know this doesn't work for me and my style, I always been honest, like, I like the music, it's nice. I can put kora there, but the feeling of like what kind of feeling I got will be a little bit different. But people like, yeah, man, we want to have it, whatever it is, just play, like, wow, so. But it's a very open instrument. And, maybe the hands of playing is totally different. We are different each other, very different each other.
Which means you have so much responsibility with yourself, because you had all 10 fingers that you have to make sure it's always there, ready.
I know.
The knife will not, when you're cutting
No,
the
no,
food, the knife will not touch them.
No knife.
Yeah. And you got the hearings, which are important
Very
because it's your reading of the
Very
music,
important, yeah.
the feeling of the music. And then at the same time, you're a guy who is so open, like the kora, like you say, inviting as the kora is, because you have the thinking that you want to take the kora's instrument further on in the world.
Right.
You want also, as you as a musicians playing kora, you want to play with anybody
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
see you as a musician, we have a quality. And then you talk about the generation change. I know our time is going very quick, but because interesting is sitting with you, the artist of the week, Ibo Sissoko. The thing is that, like you say, you are also changing the way of playing, the way of developing that, because you are also a new generations of today.
It's true.
And which means because you can change it because you have the traditional understanding of it from your grandfather.
Father, yeah.
And then you meet the technician, which was your father.
Right.
And then they tell you, now it's you.
Yeah.
What you want to do now?
Good one. Because in that part, from grandfather to father, is totally different world. Because, you know, my father is another technique and my grandfather is another technique. So when I learn from both of them, so myself, you know, and you know, playing my own songs and composing my own songs become different. And it become, and of course the people I play with, you know, like a guitar player, bass player, something, or band, they invite me in, I always learn. So for me, you know, to compose, it become, of course, grandfather and father and friend. Yeah. So that become me because it's them who build my way of playing. You know, it's them who push me to be Ibu Sissoko. You know, to be the musician of my own style. You know, so yeah.
Yeah. Which means you have a lot of responsibility.
Exactly.
Yeah. And how is it to have all this responsibility on your shoulder? How is it?
It's not easy, Cliff, but you know, when he was born in the Griot family, it's like that, you know. So when somebody's getting married, all the family, we go together, we support each other.
Yeah.
And my friends I play with, they always support me. And my father and my grandfather are not here, but I feel them sometimes when I'm playing. They are here supporting, you know. So because I'm carrying something from both of them. So always some kind of touch, you know, some kind of approach of my way of playing, they can feel it. They were like, oh, that was kind of grandfather, or that was kind of father, you know, and friend too. So it make, because of friends, I don't even get time to do my own album. Yeah, I've been working, I cannot tell how much album I've been participating and playing, recording people's album. I didn't get time even to make my own.
When will you have the time to make your own
That's
album?
what I'm thinking. Up so soon.
Yeah.
Cliff.
Yeah.
Up so soon, I have to make Ibu Sissoko.
Yeah.
Done. I have to do that. And one of my friend producer who called me not so long too, he was doing an album, he wanted the kora to be there. And I tell him, man, let me think about myself too now.
It's time for you.
It's time now. I have to deliver.
Yeah, yeah.
So I need that chance to say I'm here. This is me. You know. So and they are so amazing. There are a lot of amazing musicians to work with in Oslo. But I think soon will be my turn. And I'm not in the rush. Whatever they call me, I'm disponible. I come, I give them what they need, you know, and play good. And when they get happy, I make sure they get happy. You're happy? Fine, I go home.
That's beautiful.
You know, but my time will come. I will need them too.
Yeah.
That's life.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
I can see our time is running. Like, you know, when the conversation is getting good, we half an hour goes very quick.
Yeah.
There will be a time, but people who's been listening, this is a very good time for you to check him out. Ibo has big ambition. and he's also, there's a spirituality in the way he plays. Like the first song he opened, you can feel that he make the chorale much more wider, much more universe by bringing the Arabic sort of tones in these African and mix them up, make it more global in a sense, but at the same time keeping his identity where he is.
Very important.
We like to thank you, Ibu Sissoko, for being Artist of the Week.
Thank you very much, Cliff.
And of course, we cannot just live like this. We want you to round up the program by do one of the songs for us.
Sure, sure. Yeah.
Jalia nyonte, Jalia nyonte, yeah, yeah. Jalia nyonte, yeah. Nakaram fabolo, karan karan karan. Jalia nyonte, Jalia nyonte, yeah. Nakaran tato, nakaran tato. Jalia nyogote, Jalia nyogote, Jalia nyogote, Jalia nyogote, nakaran tato, nakaran tato, sudukum, sudokum ada sudukum. Sudukun kumbo soraye.
Thank you. Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup, monsieur.
Merci.
One,
Merci.
two,
Oh là là.
three. Oh, Mr.
Oh, merci beaucoup.
eh,
Merci beaucoup
my brother,
encore. Merci.
my brother.
Merci. Thank you.
wow.
Thank you, thank
It's
you,
been a
thank
great
you.
pleasure having you here.
Same.
Yeah,
Very
we're so
happy.
proud of you.
Thank
and
you.
we've seen how far you're going. We will follow you. I know it's going too quick for us, but we'll follow you still.
Yeah, man.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much on
thank
behalf of
you,
Nordic
thank
Black
you,
Theatre.
Thank you. Thank you.
Artist of the Week, Ibu Sissoko.
Merci.
And I'd like to thank everybody for making this happen. Mr. L behind the sound, and Chi and Miss Sarah behind the camera. Next Monday will be Hina Zalda, who is going to be next Artist of the Week on behalf of Nordic Black Theatre. Thank you very much and have a pleasant evening. Thank you, Ibu,
Thank
once
you.
again.
Thank you. Merci. Thank you. Yeah.